16 mark, mostly sunny in Sydney, looking for a top of 19 today. Well, welcome to another edition of Flashback Friday. We love this segment. Now, today's guest first made his mark on Aussie audiences way back, 1977, in fact.
Yeah, John Bowles was the little boy with the big voice who shot to fame after appearing on Johnny Young's Young Talent Time.
The hair, the shirt, the voice, what's not to love? John Bowles joins us now live from London, where he's going for gold in the 100 freestyle. John, welcome to you, mate.
Not in those blue fringes, I'm not.
Take us back to those years, Young Talent Time. They were terrific days. From our perspective as the audience, what was it like living the dream?
Oh, it was incredible. You know, when I look back, when I think back, the images that come to mind are a wonderful family of the team. We were like brothers and sisters, really, working together. We used to joke that we spent more time together with the fellow team members than we did with our own brothers and sisters at home.
Do you remember most of these performances, John? When you see them, are you instantly transported back there?
Yes, many of them. Some of them, occasionally I see a clip and I think, I have no recollection of doing that. Mind you, the outfits do tug on the old memories quite often. I do remember that. That was filmed in the Botanical Gardens. We did an outdoor summer show. You know, some of the experiences that we had were just incredible like that. We toured Australia. We performed at the Sydney Opera House. We did, you know, carnivals, and I think probably the touring was the thing that we enjoyed most because we got to perform live to big crowds. I remember we actually did a carols at the Myer Music Bowl, and they were a bit concerned that there wouldn't be enough people to take audience shots because they hadn't really advertised it a lot. It was going to be filmed for television, and that was the focus. And when we got to do it on the night, there were 70,000 people there.
Yeah, wow.
And so it was stuff like that that was incredible.
John, last time Justin Bieber was in Australia, he was talking like this. This time he was talking like this. Something amazing happened to you on TV. It's nothing to concern Kylie now. It's more of a birds and bees kind of man kind of thing. But you were 9. Australia, you went through this with Australia watching. Your voice kind of changing all the time, right?
It's true, yeah, and it can be very embarrassing. And look, to be honest, the producers were fantastic. I was sort of very quietly set aside for a little while, and the vocal demands were left aside. And in that way, it was great because there's not a big deal made of it. But I do remember, for instance, Bobby Dreesen was a fellow cast member, and he had one of those really screeching, big, sort of belting voices. And when that sort of voice changes, it's pretty obvious, you know. And so it was sort of more difficult for some of us than others. But you know, those sorts of boy-girl things, and you know, first crushes, and you know, that was rampant.
Rampant.
Oh. Anything you care to share?
Ooh.
Oh, look, you know, when you're 10 years old, I remember asking Tina if she would go with me when we were about 10. The trouble was I didn't actually know what going together meant. So, you know.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
That's great.
So you went on to musical theatre, and by the looks of it, you're living there in the UK now. You've been there for 10 years or so. So what are you doing, and what have you been doing? Like, catch us up the last, you know, 25 years.
Well, the last 25 years, after leaving the show, I went into shows like Hello Dolly, If Anything Happened on the Way to the Forum, Cats, and touring around Australia. Ended up touring through Asia and a lot of those markets in long tours. Phantom of the Opera. I actually did a Channel 7 morning program in Adelaide for about 4 years, which I really enjoyed, AM Adelaide. Then came over here and did international tours of Phantom of the Opera, nearly 2,000 performances of that. Ended up back in Australia 2008 with Anthony Warlow and finished up doing that. And this summer I'm actually doing some cruise ships in the Mediterranean. I'm jumping on and off different cruise ships. Just got back from Mykonos the other day, so...
Wow.
Oh.
That's one of the nice things about living over here is you're really close to all of the European countries.
See, our career paths are actually very, very similar, because when I finish on this morning show, I want to star in Phantom of the Opera too. So,
do you?
Yeah, you've inspired me.
We have the face for it,
yeah,
yes.
I've got half the face. Hey, great to catch up with you. It's terrific looking back at all that old stuff. So, thanks very much. I'm sure all your family and friends love watching you here on the show this morning as well. So,
it's
thanks,
been lovely. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, John. Enjoy the rest of the Olympics. Wow.
Hey, when my voice starts to break, will you put me out to pasture until the process is complete?
What was the name of John's... I Am Adelaide? Is that the show?
AM Adelaide. Or
AM
Adelaide AM.
Oh.
It was a very popular show for a long while here on the 7 Network of Adelaide. 7 Network of Adelaide.
I love that. Walking hand in hand with Tina.
Tina, will you go with me?